In this video, I'm going to be going over the latest announcements from OpenAI and their spring update and what they released today. First off is the GPT-4 O model, which is arguably the biggest part of the announcement. This is their latest flagship model, which is able to reason across audio, vision, and text in real time. I'm going to show you a quick demonstration of it before I get started and go further within the video here.
Hello there. I'm here with my son, and I'd love you to tutor him on this math problem. But don't give him the answer. You can ask questions and nudge him in the right direction, but I really want to make sure he understands it himself. And he's here in the room, so you can talk to him directly.
Of course, I'd be happy to help. Let's look at the problem together. Can you first identify which sides of the triangle are the opposite, adjacent, and hypotenuse relative to angle alpha?
All right, so I'm pretty sure this is the angle alpha right here, right?
Perfect. That's correct. Now, looking at the triangle, which side do you think is the hypotenuse?
Really,
Remember the hypotenuse?
I'm not totally sure. I think it might be this one, but I really am not sure. This side AC.
You're close. Actually, side AC is called the adjacent side to the angle alpha. The hypotenuse is the longest side of a right triangle and is directly opposite the right angle. Can you find which one is the hypotenuse?
Oh, okay, I see. So I think the hypotenuse is this really long side from A to B. Would that be correct?
Exactly. Well done. Now that you've identified the hypotenuse, can you identify which side?
Hey, how's it going?
Hey there. It's going great. How about you? I see you're rocking an OpenAI hoodie. Nice choice. What's up with that ceiling, though? Are you in a cool industry-style office or something?
Well, can you take a guess at what I might be doing based on what I'm showing you here?
From what I can see, it looks like you're in some kind of recording or production setup. With those lights, tripods, and possibly a mic, it seems like you might be gearing up to shoot a video, or maybe even a live stream.
Yeah. In fact, we've got a new announcement to make.
That's exciting. Announcements are always a big deal. Judging by the setup, it looks like it's going to be quite the professional production. Is this announcement related to OpenAI, perhaps?
It is.
I'm intrigued.
And in fact, what if I were to say that you're related to the announcement, or that you are the announcement?
Me? The announcement is about me? Well, color me intrigued. Are you about to reveal something about AI? Or more specifically about me as a part of OpenAI? You've got me on the edge of I don't really have a seat, but you get the idea. What's the big news?
Yeah, we've got a new model that can interact with the world through audio, vision, and text.
As you can see here, this unlocks a ton of different use cases from this new model. We have one endpoint where we'll be able to pass in audio, vision, and text as inputs and get responses back in different modalities. So that shows the capability of that new endpoint that's going to be available for developers. So there's a ton of different applications that this is going to unlock. The other exciting part of this announcement is there is now going to be a ChatGPT desktop app as well as a web UI update. And I'm really interested in this ChatGPT desktop app because they demonstrated some capabilities where you'll be able to interact with what's on your screen. You can imagine, say you're coding a problem and you want to ask ChatGPT a question about it. You'll be able to select that ChatGPT icon and be able to say something like, I'm having a problem with this particular function. Can you help me solve it? And it would be able to respond back to you just like you saw with that audio and help you solve that function. So it's starting to lean into more practical use cases where we're not just going to have to type out all of these different messages into an interface and get these text-based responses back. It's going to be a lot more dynamic and fluid, these applications that we're going to be able to build. Now, with that being said, the other interesting part that you might not have seen in that quick demonstration that I had there is the ability to both interrupt the model, but also the intonation of the responses back from the model. It seems to really that emotion that you're trying to convey, whether you're upset or whether you're concerned, it seems to be able to detect those various emotions within your voice. The other thing that's really neat with the demo is they asked to have the TTS respond back in a way of having it have a robotic voice. They said something like respond back in a robotic voice, and it's able to respond back in that style and tone. The other thing that's really impressive with this demo is it's able to respond back in as little as 232 milliseconds, which is incredible in terms of the response time for both being able to have something that can reason as well as respond back with that TTS. And the other thing that they announced with this, which is really great, is it's going to be available to all ChatGPT free users. And what they mentioned is they want this model's capabilities to be in the hands of as many people as possible. That's going to be a really big unlock where you don't need to sign up for a $20 a month account to be able to access their latest flagship model. To access GPT-4o, you can go on over to the OpenAI platforms. I do have a premium account. If you don't see this quite yet, hopefully you will see this as a free user over the coming weeks. How it looks right now, you can just select it right above GPT-4 right now. And if I just go ahead and I say hello world, we see it respond back. So if I say a short essay on landing on the moon. So the one thing you will notice is that this model is much, much faster than GPT-4. It's going to be interesting to see whether they continue to keep GPT-4 in its current state within the ChatGPT interface here. But a couple new features within the UI that you'll see here. If you want to change the model to test it out, so say if you want to try the GPT-4 model, you can see that right away that's responding back at a much slower pace, right? So if I just go ahead and refresh this here, the other thing that I did test is when I uploaded a video, I actually thought that the video would process and be able to understand the request. If I just go ahead and I say, what is in this video, what it's doing off the bat is it's using the code interpreter. I thought it would have been leveraging some vision capability under the hood to be able to detect what's within that video. But here it's giving me like the high level overview on the video itself from running these Python scripts. That I was a little bit surprised from the announcement. I sort of thought that we'd be able to pass in directly these videos, but nevertheless, hopefully that is something that is ultimately going to be coming down the pike here. I'd encourage you to play around with this new GPT-4 Omni model. And also, if anyone's a non-paid member of ChatGPT, let me know in the comments below whether you're able to access the new GPT-4 Omni model. So a couple other things on GPT-4o in terms of the pricing and the context window. GPT-4o is half the price of GPT-4 Turbo on both input and output. So the input is $5 per million token, and then on output, it is $15 per million token. You're able to pass in up to 128,000 tokens of context, and then it also has a knowledge cutoff of October 2023. The other things that they mentioned, which I just wanted to highlight, is that this model is going to be capable of a ton of different things. They gave some really good explorations of the capability here. You can imagine writer's block or visual narratives. So it's a huge unlock. You can just think of the funnel of modalities in are going to eventually match the modalities out. You can imagine all of the different use cases that this will unlock for a number of different developers, but as it usually happens, whenever OpenAI does release these new updates to their models or interfaces, there are a number of AI startups that aren't necessarily happy, let's say here. There are similar capabilities that other AI startups are focused on within the vertical that they just released, and it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out and the adoption of these types of things. I'm going to be making some more videos diving into the GPT-4o or Omni model, as they put it, over the coming days and weeks. I'm going to be showing you how to leverage this within your application. I'm going to be showing you some ways on how you can build with it, but I just wanted to give you a really quick update on the OpenAI announcement and their spring update today. So that's it for this one. If you found this video useful, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. And otherwise, until the next one.